It has to be to live interact with the eyewitness Sasquatch. Thank you very much for tuning in to my live show today. I'll be answering questions pertaining to the subject of Sasquatch, wilderness, outdoors, Bigfoot, Oma, Junakwa, Winchester Tunga, all different names that indigenous people or even skunk apes, grassman, which has always been very confusing to me. I didn't understand the whole grassman concept because allegedly in Ohio, the Sasquatch are green, look like grass. So I don't know what that's all about. So what's going on? Oh my God, lots of stuff going on. It's a pretty heavy time for me right now. September, October are hot times for boots on the ground research for Sasquatch. So it's expeditions, getting out there, getting things done, um, and having tremendous, tremendous success. The forest fires have affected me tremendously, but still, just nothing I can talk about publicly yet. But some major, major news coming. Big changes have happened, and I'm very excited. So. Um, yeah, we'll start answering questions. Let's see what's going on in the questionnaire. No questions yet. So forest fires have calmed down significantly. So what kind of an effect would a forest fire have on Sasquatch? And beyond just making the maneuver to evade it, pretty much nothing. So, I mean, it's going to damage land, but forest fires are so much a part of nature. If you're not aware of I mean, forest fires, the trees and the terrain are built to be burnt down and grow back again. Literally, there's no other way to put it. Some of the lodgepole pines, which are the second most abundant tree in the areas I do my research here in Canada, and British Columbia and Montana, they actually don't grow unless the only way to get the seeds to grow is to put them in a hot oven and they crack open because they think they were just exposed to a forest fire. So pretty amazing, pretty amazing stuff. So the Sasquatch are going to have a system for fires. Personally, myself, um, I could never imagine getting caught or burnt up in a fire. You can see them coming. They move based on the wind gauge. No disrespect to the people that have died in fires, especially when you talk about those forest firefighters. They're doing stuff though. They're doing crazy, risky things, and they know that if something goes wrong, they're in severe danger. I don't go into areas where there are forest fires and illicit danger. I just stay completely on the safe side. And yeah. Oh no, did I make something wrong? Looks like Andy says, "Hey Todd, Boom." So Boom is what the Sasquatch call themselves. Hey Andy, good evening. James, hey, discovering Bigfoot. What's your name? Disc, Disc. Who's Disc? Did I make a mistake somewhere? Did I spell discovering Bigfoot wrong? Who? Yeah, who's discovering Bigfoot? Hey James, how's it going? So I have an injury too. So I'm saying this mostly for the people that need me to come out, like you, James. Actually, I injured my groin. Not doing Sasquatch research. I'm gonna be transparent. I was water skiing or trying to water ski, and in fantastic fitness, like incredible shape. I was training and doing really, really well. And I've never had a groin injury before, and it takes a freaking long time to heal. So it's going very, very slowly. And so that's what we're doing. Logan calls himself discovering Bigfoot. Hello, Logan. So England. So right off the stop, Bushcraft Sussex. So we are literally an international show. I love that. Thousands of people will show up to watch this show, and we are international all across the world. I love it. Breaking Bud. Oh God, Todd, I haven't seen your stuff for ages. Yeah, and there's people. So I get so confused, but there's new things happening, incredible, amazing new things. My son and David Avocado Wolf eyewitnessed a Sasquatch for minutes, which was totally spectacular. And yeah, just lots of really, really great stuff going on. Well, actually, let's talk about this. So the cameras that are going up, we have minor technical difficulty. It's just the power source. So they go up and they go down. When I'm on expedition, they will always be up. I can guarantee you that when I'm out in the field. But I didn't, maybe I wasn't gonna do this and I've changed my mind. We literally may have evidence of telekinesis. So telekinesis is where you move an object with your mind. Like I'm moving this chain with my mind. No, I'm not. My hand's holding it. But There was, I think it's an acorn that got thrown in one of the cameras and hit them, and it literally doesn't even like it comes out like a gunshot and hits the camera. I know it's not a rock because the camera would have been destroyed. So a freaking pine cone. This is when I was in when we were sleeping there at night. Some crazy time in the morning, 3 a.m. or something, and this pine cone gets shoots out of the wilderness, and it must like Logan. So from the wilderness to the. I mean, I guess you do know because you've been out there quite a few times. That's got to be 60 yards. How the frick does that pine cone just plane up for 60 yards? I just don't think it's possible, guys. I don't think an arm can do that. I don't think you could shoot it out of a potato gun and have it. Maybe if you. Oh my god! I'm perplexed. I'm totally perplexed how this pine cone is just blasting through the air at such a high velocity. We can't see the Sasquatch though. It's obviously a Sasquatch. Tossed it, 100%. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Pine cones don't shoot, 80 miles an hour out of the wilderness for absolutely no reason. So I have to examine that, but I'm very curious, and I can't see how an arm can toss like that. I just can't. So a bullet would move like that was shot out of even a handgun, but it's not moving at bullet speed, obviously. So very confusing, and I'm very interested in pursuing that and having a good look at that, having even physicists and scientists have a look at that because it's real evidence of a Sasquatch. So for those of you who are worried about my cold and stuff, done. You won't hear me coughing today or anymore. I cleared it all up. I figured out what was wrong, and now I'm going to keep myself in top physical shape as soon as my groin injury heals, which it is healing. That was a concern. It was like it was taking weeks, and I didn't seem to be getting better, but I am. Hello, Nia Bay maintenance worker. That's what we're going to call you on here, I guess. So that's your little. And no questions. This is so Nia Bay maintenance worker is one of my elders, and I'm go back to Nia Bay every year. I can't ever. It's never going to be a year of my life I don't go back to Nia Bay. So for the rest of my life, Nia Bay is on the Olympic Peninsula, and I absolutely adore going there. I work like I do an expedition, at least one when I'm there, but it's just outstanding. I just love going there. So good day, Australia. So too late, Australia. We're already international now. We're extremely international, but thanks for tuning in. Love to have you. I'd love to get out there and look at the Yowie. Man, that is so on my list to do. And I've got really, really good friends and colleagues that either are from Australia or are currently out in Australia. And I just got to get out there. I would just love to do that so much. So Royal Creations, hey Todd, saying hi to everybody, all the Sasquatch research family, which are all here. Wonderful. Yeah, our little family that we have here. Not so little though when you get 10,000 people's on. So Mike Ives, let's see if I can get some questions here. It's weird to watch you when you're inside. When you're in the field, you seem to be way more relaxed. Huh. It's different. It's definitely different. Like yeah, it's just totally different. So I thought I was feeling pretty relaxed today, but maybe I'm not. Hey Todd, could you explain a bit more about Sasquatch frequency manipulation? Sure. Well, they have to do that. So the gondola cable that was not a popular video and didn't get picked up, that was broken by a Sasquatch. I mean, I'm 99.9% sure it was a Sasquatch that did it. They have footage of a thermal still of a Sasquatch, and everything adds up to a Sasquatch did it. But it's a quantum ability, no different than telekinesis, where you're able to, and actually I also have evidence of it because there's a tree break out in the research area that's bent like a straw. I can actually give you an example of that. Watch this. So when this is the camera. So when a tree is bent out there, they're not ductile at all. And this was a lodgepole pine. So when it gets bent, it breaks. But if you use frequency, see, this is plastic that I'm showing you here. I can't get too close. When I bend this, it actually, see what it does? It kind of folds. See, it didn't snap. There's a tree out there. I don't know if you can see that very well. That looks like this. It's bent, and it's got these. It exhibits this look because it was softened using frequency, too much. So the Sasquatch that did it, and so now I have that evidence out there, and they actually have a machine, a spectrograph, sonic spectrograph or something, that they'll use, and they'll analyze that bent tree, and they'll see that the frequency of that of the quantum frequency in that wood has been manipulated and changed. They can pick that up. So very, very cool stuff. And it's really, yeah, it's just telekinesis. It's quantum. It's, you can literally, I mean, telekinesis is going to be something that becomes a reality. Like this stuff that we see with Jedi Knights and stuff like that. There is evidence to substantiate that quantum physicists have discovered, that substantiate the truth about the ability to use telekinesis. I've also seen Sasquatch throw rocks that are just oddly shaped hundreds of yards extremely accurately. It's not possible to do that. The accuracy that I'm seeing is more accurate than I could be with I have a 44 Magnum, a Smith & Wesson Stealth Hunter 44 Magnum, extremely accurate, precision made weapon. And it can't shoot that accurately at 50 yards. And the Sasquatch are throwing rocks that are not rifled, that are not shaped properly, at 200 yards more accurate. It's not possible to do that unless they're using telekinesis to manipulate those rocks as they fly through the air, which they do. And I've seen them do this literally dozens and dozens of times, where I can literally sit there and go, there's no way they could be that accurate. It's just not possible. The accuracy that I'm seeing with the way they're throwing these stones is telekinesis. So even more than that, but yeah. Thanks for your job, says Brian. I love my job. It's so cool, right? I am a full-time Sasquatch researcher. This is my job. This is what I do all day. I take people out. I make YouTube videos, and I'm on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, social media. The only financial benefit I get from anything is YouTube. And you guys, I mean, 10,000 people are going to watch this. Watch that last David Avocado Wolf video. It's pretty amazing, with my son talking about the evidence they had a sighting. I don't know why it's got not in the whatever you want to call it. It didn't get picked up properly. It's not being viewed properly. It's got literally like a quarter of the views, which is very strange because it's incredible evidence. So Mr. Avocado Wolf and my son Thaden have, their sighting substantiated with incredibly deep tracks that were in the clover, and then also on some fireweed that was stepped on very, very clearly by a heavy bipedal flat foot. So really, really powerful evidence to substantiate they had such an incredible sighting, and I'm so happy for them, for the both of them. It was amazing. How do you think, so Wild Human says, how do you think Sasquatch facilitates psychic ability? How do you think Sasquatch facilitates psychic abilities like telepathy and cloaking? Our Eastern spiritual texts speak about meditation and breath work. Do you think Sasquatch meditates? Yes. Well, when you get to the level that, because Sasquatch are telepathic at a level that is so beyond me, I could never expect to achieve that in my lifetime. I hate to paradigm myself, but if I could get, anywhere near to the level that they're at, well, it's almost like, see, it's not really paradigming myself though, because I'm not wild. I'm a very domesticated being. We all of us humans are extremely domesticated. I don't have body hair. I don't have the body composition. Like phenotypically, you can look at me and see I don't have what a Sasquatch has. I'm not as big and not as strong. My feet aren't as tough on the earth. My hands, I don't have the power to climb like a chimpanzee, like a orangutan or a Sasquatch. So I would have to admit that it's not likely I'll be able to do the telepathic work, but I expect with them mentoring me as they are, I can grow very significantly. So, but when they'll meditate, it's going to be very different. Like the level that they're at, they can meditate and go off into space and into time and go talk to aliens. And like, this might sound crazy, but I don't care. I don't care. These are like, what they're capable of is just so absolutely beyond me. Like there are people, like this guy went on a show, Brandon, claims to have an alien by the name of Shaka speak through his body. I don't know if the guy's crazy or he's telling the truth. I have no idea. It's interesting. I'm impressed at the very least. I've never seen him do something or say something that was definitive where I could go, wow, you couldn't have known that. So you really are channeling this alien from another planet. But it's it's an impressive performance if he's faking it, and if he's telling the truth, then that is an absolute freaking miracle. But I can't see that being beyond the ability of what I've seen. The simplest thing. I'm sitting out with Kyle as an example. Oh no, the Sasquatch want to do something with Kyle. So I'm in this alpha state. I take Kyle out. We're walking in the wilderness, and I go, let's go here. And I lead us, and we sit down, and there's just a ton of bunch berries, which is kind of rare to see so many bunch berries. So we sit down there. That was me choking, not just on, not coughing. So we sit down around these bunch berries, and Kyle goes, wow, what a great spot. Bunch berries are my favorite berries, and they're everywhere. So I think, that's not a coincidence. They led me to lead Kyle here because they knew Kyle would love this spot. So I sit down. Then about 5 minutes later, we're quiet, and I go, it's coming. It's about to happen. And then 3 seconds later, a rock comes whistling through the wilderness and lands by us. And Kyle goes, wow, and there's the rock. Kyle says, that's actually what I wanted. I've been manifesting, and I've been hoping and thinking about the Sasquatch tossing a rocket at us, one that I could pick up and then take home with me and say, a Sasquatch touched this. And I was like, I had no idea. But these things aren't a coincidence. The Sasquatch led me to there, told me the rock was coming. I predicted it a few seconds before it came, which I do very often. So, but if I'm capable of that, what's an exceptional telepath going to be capable of? Who's to, like, remote speaking and remote viewing is a factual reality. It's being done. Go watch Third Eye Spies. So, what's the limit? I don't know. Do you know? I don't know that there could be a limit. Is there a limit? I have no idea. But theoretically, if it can be done over that small, why can't it be done huge, large, big? I don't know. So nothing is impossible. So, we can make incredible things happen. So their meditation is going to be just, I guess the point of this is that it's so beyond what I could ever even imagine. For me, and people like me, even like the Dalai Lama, we meditate for serenity, to listen to our inspiration, to listen to the universe, to listen to, our authentic frequency and get on flow with that. Well, a Sasquatch, when they're doing that, I can't even imagine where they're going, what they're thinking, who they're talking to. Actually, I can, because I've seen it. I've seen them. Let me tell you guys about this. So I was in a real powerful, deep state of meditation that I don't get into very often. It's kind of rare, but I hit this incredible meditative state, and I saw the Sasquatch as they look over the whole world, like the planet, and I saw the people that they see as lights all over the place, and then the people that are darkness they're there, or actually people that are straight dark are there, and you can see them, but there's nothing coming from them. There's no energies, like they're zombies or they're dead or something, or they're living dead. And then there's the ones that have a little bit of light and trying to shine, and there's ones with the bright lights. Those represented, I think it was people. No, I feel it was them looking specifically at human beings all over the world. They were showing me the dark spots. They were showing, so they can actually monitor the state of the planet by meditating, if you want to call it that, and going off and having a look at how people are. Like, I bet you things got real dark for COVID, and they could feel that. And of course you could feel that. Of course you could. The mushrooms are communicating over great distances. Trees are communicating to one another. We know these facts now. How does a mushroom communicate? It doesn't have a brain. We know trees are, a female tree will protect and defend its offspring tree as it grows. Where's the brain? Where's the consciousness? Where's its cognitive ability to deduce that their tree is in danger and to protect it? And it happens slowly over years and years, but we can see these mother trees are crushing and damaging other trees that are trying to compete with its smaller baby tree, for lack of a better term, right? It's a sapling. So what's the limit? And there isn't one. And to think there is one is preposterous. So, what I do know too with meditation, and when you're so natural and organic like a Sasquatch is, there's so much more powerful. What if you could use the trees and the mushrooms and the life forms and the sphagnum moss to enhance your ability to communicate? What if that became an antenna? Now shut the front door. Wow. And I actually happen to know that they have that ability, is they tap into trees. I mean, there's a tree, there's the triangle, as I call it, at our research area, which is why I believe the Sasquatch brought me there. There's a giant old tree, the oldest tree around. I've done videos on it that you've seen. And I believe that tree connects to all the other trees, who knows, infinitely. All the trees in that whole area, hundreds, millions of trees. I don't know. I don't know what the limit is. But that connection, if you could use that as an antenna and send out a signal through all that life force energy, oh my God. So that would be what I think would be, that's what I feel is what a Sasquatch is capable of when they're meditating. Just such infinite power and impressive, spectrum of abilities that just absolutely blows my mind. So, because they are just so, so amazing. Subscribe to our channel. You have free access to over 470. Andy, what do you do? Count the videos? There's that many videos. And the Discovering Bigfoot website. It's a virtual library of Sasquatch information. It sure is. And we sure love what we do, guys. This is such an incredible topic. And Wellen here says, I love Sasquatch. And I don't know. Of course, I love Sasquatch. I'm just uncomfortable saying it. I absolutely love my life. Um, I've figured out too something about me is I work out to stay strong and fit. I put stress on my body. I stretch. I ice bath to put stress on my body so my body responds positively. And I like to put myself in hard situations. It creates growth. They're even seeing there's a part of your brain that thrives and becomes alive and brilliant when you put pressure and stress on yourself. And if you get too relaxed and you live a stress-free, comfortable life and you're just happy and sunshine and freaking rainbows all the time, you become weak. That, that's it. And if you don't get off the couch, you become weak. If you don't use it, you don't exercise, you don't put stress on yourself, you get weak. And I've come to realize that in my life, that's just who I am. That's my masculine thing. So I want to, and I'm going to talk more about what I've decided for this year, but not yet. So, because I'm gonna push myself this year. I'm gonna make things hurt. I'm gonna go into some pain. I'm gonna put myself in a hard situation. Like, I'm gonna damage this body. Like, I'm gonna see how tough I really am. I've done it before. I know I can handle a great deal of stress, a tremendous amount of pressure. And when you do that stuff, when you take those high risks, it's high risk, high reward. That's life, like it or not. The people that come out on my October expeditions have the most likely chance to be frickin' freezing cold, -20 we had one year, and snow, and it ruins the whole expedition. But it's also the best likely time that the Sasquatch come around. So either you get some incredible sighting and some incredible evidence, or you get skunked and you freeze your ass off. But I got people, John's coming out this year and last year. He's got the last October expedition because he's got high risk, high reward. That's how things work. You go by, you invest in the dollar and it will increase very slowly and very, almost you barely ever get ahead, and you go take some high risk venture and you lose all your money or you get a huge high reward out of it. That's how life works. And it works that way with stress. So um, I would encourage you, especially the men out there, to go put pressure on yourselves. And this is a man thing, right? This is a man thing. So women, I guess it's universal. If you want to live a great life, you do have to be brave, I think. So, um, but there's definitely a big difference between men and women, and and I honor the greatness of women in any discovery process, especially with Sasquatch. Jane Goodall and Diane Fossey were the greatest primatologists of all time. I say that very often. So I always make sure that I go out with females and I have female presence around and I get female perspectives. But a woman should not. Jane Goodall and Diane Fossey were not alone. They had trackers guiding them. They were out there with men. Men were guiding them and protecting them while they were being feminine in their circle. Don't think they did it alone. So that's the issue. That's the gift of it, though, is a woman can go out there and be free and feel protected and flow in a beautiful, harmonious way that a man can't because he's always got his protection on. So a man goes out there, he'll do well, he'll protect, but if a woman can go out there and have a whole, maybe that's why Diane Fossey and Jane Goodall had such great success, because they had their face in it with the primates specifically. That was their focus. Whereas their trackers or their guides were worried about their safety and damage that can be done and how to get back and what the weather was coming in. where the avalanche chutes are, and where the danger zones are, and what the poisonous plants are, and blah blah blah. That's the job of the protector, right? So that's why it's it can be a good, it is a good asset to have that feminine perspective out there when the feminine's protected by their masculine. So yes, it's 60 yards from a tree. So this is Logan talking about the acorn, I guess, that comes whipping through. It's at 3 a.m. in the morning. So 60 yards, man. How does that freaking thing blast like that at 60 yards? Yeah, I don't think that can happen. Just but you know, what arm angle does Sasquatch use when throwing projectiles? I've never actually, as well, I've rarely seen it, a couple times. It just seems to be, what I do notice, it's a full swing is what I've seen a couple times. Like I see an arm come up and swing and toss. So they walk differently, and human beings have a tendency, like we have a throw like that, and I didn't see that with the Sasquatch. I saw full arm up and release like that, so full swing. Don't know why that is. I don't know if that's universal. I haven't seen them. The vast majority, like 95% of the time when they toss a rock at me, I don't see where it came from. I don't see the Sasquatch that day. So very little information I have on that. That's the best I can do. Hello from Florida. Hello, Florida man. So Andy says, I was wondering if you measured the height with the rock thrown, Logan. And we'll have, that's stuff that we'll have to all go through. We have so this is Bushcrafts from UK, I think. We have the woodwose over here, like Sasquatch, but smaller. I have photo. What? Also, being harassed in ancient forest, I was charged with a hammock. Didn't believe it. Okay, well, all this information that you have on a wood woes over here, we'd love to see it. Bigfootencounter@gmail.com. You also have videos being harassed. I would love to see bits of the videos. I'd love to hear your story. So bigfootencounter@gmail.com, please. I would love to hear all about your story. Question from Bigfoot Society. Do you think being pure of heart and your intention is important when you're out to look for Sasquatch? Do I think it's important? No, it's absolutely, completely, and utterly essential. It's the beginning and the end of all your success. If you're dark, if you have things to hide, if you go out there, you don't have an open heart, you're going to lose. You've already lost. You have no chance of success. So it's everything. I'm always looking for that person who has, well, on a woman's perspective, that Snow White ability. You know, if you guys don't know about Snow White, like birds land on them and landed on her, and butterflies. That's kind of a thing we do out there on expeditions, is we try to manifest butterflies landing on us. I've had one of the coolest things I ever had happen to me, animal wise. I completely am awestruck by the magnificence of dragonflies. And one day I had a dragonfly land on me, and it was the day I was asking, I wonder if they can eat moths. So, like, I wonder how big an insect a dragonfly could eat, or even how he would eat it if he ate a moth. Literally an hour later, I'm sitting down and a dragonfly landed right on my shoulder, like looking at me with a moth in his mouth. And I saw he has a lower jaw and an upper jaw. And the upper jaw would pull it in, and the lower jaw would bite it. Upper jaw pulls it in, he would bite it. So he sat there and ate a moth in front of me, right like I asked. I was just lit. I just couldn't believe it. There were people around me. Look, remember what I asked about the dragonfly? And there he is eating the moth right on my shoulder, like just sitting there. And another thing I know about animals, which made that such an incredible experience, is an animal will only eat in a spot where it's comfortable. They don't eat when they're angry. They don't eat when they're stressed. They don't eat when they're nervous. They eat when they're in an absolute state of comfort and bliss. So for that dragonfly to land on me and land facing me, looking at me, I turned my head and looked at him and stared at him. And for him to have done that, it was a spectacular moment in my life. And I know I attracted that by being pure of heart. And what is pure of heart? Because you know, like as a male, I'm not really nice. I may come off that way, but I'm not. Like I'm good, but you know, I'm hard on my children. I'm hard on the people around me. If I think you're half-assing it, you're gonna freaking hear it from me. You know, it's hard for me to deal with a lot of these people that goddamn liars that say shit online about me that are swear word liars. Like, WTF are you talking about? Todd's rich and Todd's this and Todd's that. And I saw Todd out here. Wait, you're a goddamn liar. Like the freaking lying horse manure crap. I gotta really just let it go. Like, it's when people are online, it's usually user 2635 has got no followers, just some jerk off that punches in and wants to defamate my character, and he often gets traction. People will like on that stuff, and it's a lie. It's a goddamn lie. It's frustrating. It pisses me off. So, and what really pisses me off about it is you get these trolls that dump in there and they'll actually dominate the conversations. And that's why I'm so grateful for all you guys that mediate this, is we don't tolerate that crap here. You douchebag, scumbag, low life POSs of trolls, go kiss my ass and go somewhere else. Like, to hell with you, sons of bitches. Bye bye. So, don't need you here, don't want you here. I love skeptics. I love you can be on here. I would love to have people on here like, I don't believe Sasquatch exists and I think you're crazy. Well, cool. Then listen in. Maybe ask me some hard questions. Like, that's what I like. Because I was that way. There's nothing wrong with being a skeptic. There's nothing wrong with being a critical thinker. There's nothing wrong with thinking Bigfoot could not possibly be real. But don't lie, and don't get angry, and don't be emotional and be a jerk off and start spouting crap and deceptive. Because it seems like the internet's getting worse for that in the last couple of years. And I don't have time to police. I literally have TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and I'm getting hundreds of thousands of views there. Thousands of comments. I can't police that stuff. And I don't. I would hope that you all can really understand. Like, this is something that's really uh, kept me safe. This is what keeps me super safe. Is Survivor Man, Les Stroud, and Jeff Meldrum are a phone call away from me. I could call them any day. They'll come out. They'll work with me. I'll go work with them. If those men ever found out anything that was questionable about what I've said or what I've done in my work, they would never speak to me again. I'm vividly aware of that. It was the same thing with John Bernagel, and that was that sucked, because John Bernagel especially was like a father figure to me. Like, really was like a father to me. Like, I love that man. He was outstanding. But to know that my relationship with him would be done if I was ever proven you know to be lying or something, I guess. And obviously I never have been and I never will. But there were days when I was scared. Like, Jeff, I was doing the radio show with Jeff and some jerk off group, some Bigfoot organization. Oh, we got proof Todd's a hoaxer, and Jeff's like, there might not be a show this week, Todd, because this is a legitimate Bigfoot research organization, and not gonna name their names, the bunch of asshole scumbag low life liars that they are. But they say they got you, and we're gonna have to look at it. And I don't know if we're gonna show this week if they've got you. And what it was they'd found a picture of Jane that had been photoshopped, and a branch had been moving away. Even some of my Jake photographs, someone has photoshopped the branch out of the way. So what they were saying is, look, it's fake because there's a shot. That same shot has a branch, and then I moved the branch out of the way, and there it is. But it wasn't that way at all. Someone has photoshopped it, and those photoshopped pictures kind of bother me, because they lose authenticity, because it's not the real mouth. They've done things to make the mouth in. But it sucks that you know I guess that's just that's just how it is being a man, even, right? So I saw this thing from Chris Rock that's true. Only men have value for what they do. A dog, women, children always have value. But a man is only appreciated and has value if he's doing something of value. And that's really how I am with these people that I just absolutely appreciate so much. Jeff Meldrum, Les Stroud. There's dozens of other people I'm not going to name here, but they're only appreciating me based on the fact that I am telling the truth unequivocally in all areas. Like, nothing in any way, shape, or form deceptive at all. Not one time. I feel like one of those fingerprint experts, like Jimmy Chilcott, who was incredible in that discovery of Bigfoot with the dermal ridges improving the feet. Any fingerprint expert that's ever proven mistaken once is fired and doesn't have a job anymore. He loses everything. So I've had to live my life that way, where I just can't be deceptive. I always have to be on board, telling the truth, showing integrity. Otherwise, I lose everything. So it sucks to have that pressure, but that's how is that different than any other man out there, right? So how should I go about looking for Bigfoot? Watch my movie and watch all 4 episodes of Survivor Man Bigfoot that I'm in and I star in, and then just go through my videos. 140, 470 videos now. There's lots of information on there. I do Bigfoot 101, what it takes to find a Bigfoot, and just there's tons and tons of stuff. So go through that. Question: do you know the Sasquatch are still in Bluff Creek? Have you been there or plan to go there? I would love to go there, Royal, but Bluff Creek specifically, no. But Northern California, yes. I filmed a Sasquatch in Northern California that's in the documentary that I can't really get released yet. But good footage, and I saw them. I got footage, and I had tons of interactions with them in Northern California specifically. So I don't know specifically, and I don't know. I'd like to get back to Bluff. I'd like to go Todd Standing Bluff Creek. That means get boots on the ground, go backcountry if there is still backcountry there, and just go kick some ass. Like do like normal people don't do. Like really go and grind it out and get backcountry and see what's really out there. You understand? People aren't doing that. Do you really understand that? That there are not like these Bigfoot organizations in the Bigfoot community. There's not people that are, I don't know of any that are really like going backcountry and with a sleeping bag and kicking some ass and spending 5, 6, 7 days out there, running out of food and just drinking water for the last few days, fasting and just grinding it out, right? Just going into like shock and exposure and just kicking ass out there to do what really needs to be done. There's just, I don't know, people that do that. I haven't done that in years. So, and it's really I mean, people are getting great success other ways, and congratulations for them. And I'm getting great success in other ways by attracting them, and congratulations to us for that. That's amazing. But that's just what it took for me. So, howdy from El Paso, Texas. Question: when can you find their hiding spots like caves or underground? Thank you. When? Don't do that. Let them come to you. Like if you get into home base, like do you want a Sasquatch coming into your house? When you with your family, do you want that? No, you don't. So give them their space. Like the closest I ever get is probably within 5 miles of where the children and the females are. Yeah, maybe 7 miles. So the day that I got the Jane footage, I was probably 4 miles from it. Like I was really close. So just don't go to leave them alone where they sleep. There's other ways. There's patterns. There's outskirts that they're going to be in, and places that it's safe to have interactions with them and build up a relationship with them. It has to be through cooperation. You can't verse these guys. You cannot. I don't. I believe I've come to the conclusion that I was entirely mistaken in the past, where I thought I was versing them and sneaking up on them. What was happening was they were allowing me to get that footage. No different than the Patterson footage. I'm extremely convinced that she purposely wanted that footage to be filmed. She wanted those tracks to be left, and she wanted Roger Patterson and Bob Kinlan to do it. So, and I have very significant evidence to substantiate these truths. The probability that that female Sasquatch did that walk on purpose and wanted that video to be filmed is very, very high. Like I'm up in the 85 percentile at this point. And in my heart, I know it's true. I feel that's the truth of it. And I feel that's the truth of my footage. It was just, they wanted it and it's meant to be. So do you think you get the ability to see, if the ones above see you, that you are pure of heart and see? Guys, a lot of stuff I don't understand. I don't know what you mean. Maybe you mean the ones above see that you are pure of heart to see? I don't understand. It was a good question, Bigfoot Society. Thank you. Here in the mountains in the Baja, there are locals talking about Bigfoot for years. Yeah. And, they could be there. So, what I find as an enormous asset, like a very, very important asset, is the native people, the history of the land. It's huge. If they have no history of them there, then like the Vikings, they have no history of Sasquatch all through those Sweden, Finland, Norway. No history of Bigfoot. They're the indigenous. There's no Bigfoot there. I went there. Trust me. I don't think there's Bigfoot there. So it's just follow into the indigenous past and find out because they knew. Hi Todd from Calgary. I could not do that. I would love to, but I lost half of my right front and four toes on the left foot. Wish I could be out there with you. Well, then, just you can watch on the cameras, and that technology is not going anywhere. Next year, we'll be doing it again, better than this year. And yeah, you can watch the cameras, watch my videos. I try to do the best I can to be transparent and give all the information I can. So, will we ever get to see different pictures? I gotta rant for a second. First of all, you people that are harking on me for pictures and stuff, remember you got this stuff for free. I risked my life and I never got paid back, even a fraction of what I put in for those pictures and photos and videos. So have people out there clamoring and bitching and complaining. I don't want your phone. I don't need it. You're not doing anything new. Actually, I am doing new stuff. I'm getting amazing, incredible results. If you don't like it, unsubscribe and screw off. Like, shut your mouth. Like, I'm sick of hearing that crap. I literally have the rights to put any video I want, any photograph I want up on my Sasquatch channel. And so for the first 3 or 4 seconds of my videos, I've been putting up an old piece of footage that I have, an older piece of footage. Is it old? 2017? Is that old? I don't know. But anyways, and then people complain, it's just old footage. Well, the 3 seconds, hey, moron, hey, crap for brains, the first 3 seconds in the intro, so I have that screen, is a video or photo that I took, and you should be grateful to be looking at because you get it for free, you jerk. Like, shut your mouth. And then the rest of it, that's 10 minutes, 20 minutes long, 30 minutes long, is all brand new. It's brand new tracks, brand new information, brand new sightings. It's incredible. Bigfoot are really out there. This is real Bigfoot stuff. And you just want new photos and videos? Just screw off. And why should I provide that? What the hell have you ever done? Are you paying bills? What the hell do I owe you? Like, it's not even like I'm an author sitting in my goddamn room typing on my computer all day writing a book. Are you pissed off about J.K. Rowling's, the way she wrote a book in her freaking room and then made money from it? And I don't make money from this stuff. Like, it doesn't work that way. I literally never got paid back a fraction of what I put in for that stuff. So every time any of you look at those, and there are people that have paid for my documentary and have supported me, and I'm very grateful. There's a lot of people that have been financially supportive. You'll find those people don't bitch and complain at all. They're extremely grateful and impressed for what I've done. These are grateful, amazing, awesome human beings. And when something precipitates, it does. I'm not really interested in getting footage. I haven't been for many years because I have incredible, amazing footage, and I mostly just get crapped on for it. Some douchebag morphed my head into the face of a Sasquatch, and every day I hear that idiot moron douchebag piece of crap who sits in his little mommy's basement and says he's an expert thinker thunker decided to morph my head into the face of a Sasquatch? Idiot! And I hear that every goddamn day. You're proven hoaxer. What the freaking hell are you talking about? Why would I want to go get more footage? Some asshole can just lie and cheat. Thinker thunker, that piece of garbage, POS, scumbag lowlife, has made a fortune off lying and cheating, stealing my footage, and then being a liar about it. He morphed my 7-inch head into an 18-inch head of a Sasquatch. You're an idiot, and it doesn't even fit. It's so absolutely infinitely preposterous. Like, you want motivation for me to go get new stuff? It's not there. It's not. Or not to get new footage. What the hell is the point? So the footage I have is ridiculous. I look back at the success I've garnered. Like, when I do and I look back, I go, God damn, dude, that's the stuff. No one's ever filmed a Sasquatch twice. Like, you get that incredible guy from Oregon with the incredible tracks, Paul Freeman. That dude was devoted to Sasquatch his whole life. I saw his son talking, and his son being a little bitter about how absolutely freaking devoted Paul Freeman was to the discovery of Sasquatch. Right off his rocker, obsessed with it, damaged his family, according to his son. And he got one piece of footage. Patterson Gimlin, incredible piece of footage. How many do they have? One. Todd Stanley, I don't even know how many videos I have. 20? How many photos I have? 30? I don't know. And people bitch, and it's never enough. And that's my rant. I'm sick of it. Like, just go screw yourself. Shut your freaking mouth. Will you ever get, like, even more, will you ever get to see different pictures? Go screw yourself, Mo. You go get some goddamn pictures. Why don't you go become a card carrying member of the goddamn BFRO with, I don't know, 20,000 members have never produced, they've done nothing. Why don't you go bitch at Cliff Backerman, who's done goddamn well nothing? Who's he ever shown a Sasquatch to? When's he ever gotten a video? And he has the audacity to call me controversial? Do you know why I'm controversial, Cliff Backerman? Because I get stuff done and you don't. You were part of a fake, lying, cheating, what was it called? A snake oil production, you little chump. And you did nothing. You're a parasite. You get hired to go do a show. You show up late. You leave early. You have no information for it. And you've done nothing. That's why you're not controversial and I am. Because you're a chump. You're a bum. You just suck things off. Like, I don't have any competition with these people because they've done nothing. Well, Todd Stanning's controversial. Is that what you say when someone who is infinitely better and superior and smoking your ass 6 ways till Sunday? Because you've done nothing, Matt Moneymaker. Nothing. The BFRO, they have a couple photographs from other people. They weren't even BFRO members. They were showing them. Look how amazing we are. No, you're not. If I had 20,000 members and I never produced a goddamn sliver of nothing, I'd keep my freaking mouth shut. I wouldn't worry about new stuff. So this discovery process is, my fans are awesome and amazing. I immensely appreciate your support. But holy crap, the garbage. I mean, I gotta stay off of these freaking, these idiot. Again, I try to keep things clean because I don't want the haters and trolls to take over, because there's good conversations going on there with good people. And these meatheads like Mo, will you ever get different pictures? Go screw yourself. That's what I have to say about that. Kiss my ass. You go get new footage. I have Bigfoot guys going, it's the same old stuff, the same old 20 videos and 30 photographs. Do you realize what an asshole you have to be to say that? Is that the same old 25 videos? did you same old take 15 people out and show them a Sasquatch this year? You're an idiot. Screw you. I have no respect for you. The discovery process is moving forward very fluidly, and I will damn well maybe I have new stuff and I'm not even going to precipitate it. I don't even know. I found stuff on my computer that's old. I don't want to put it out. Why? So the stuff that I've forgotten about that is pretty good footage, I don't want to put it out there. I'm tired of people harking on me and being jerk-offs and douchebags and getting nothing, virtually nothing back in return. Struggling, to push things together and being disrespected by complete assholes. So remember, I am not nice. Don't think I am. So Happle Blank says, is the documentary delayed? But that's an understatement. Yes. I only had one distributor. They denied it. They don't want it. And that's it. So I have to find a new distributor, and unfortunately, it's mostly me. I get a lot of help, and I appreciate that, the assistance that a lot of people give me. Like even just the stuff here, like Andy is amazing. James does a ton of help for me. Like I get a lot of help, but it's to do with the business of this, it's a lot. To find a distribution company is going to be a lot. I may have to go to film festivals and do all that sort of stuff. But guys, I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to put this together. I need to at least to get paid back for what I did. At the very least, I need to kind of try to break even with this. So I can't just put it up on YouTube. YouTube will get rich off of it and give me 1% of the money. That's just not something I can do. I try to remember with discovering Bigfoot, I even tried like a Patreon. All I needed was 2,000 people to buy. I have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I get millions and millions of people viewing my stuff. And I wasn't able to pull off 2,000 people to buy my dog. That's all I needed was 2,000 people at $20 each. I'd have been happy with that. I never got that. So, the support, I don't, because I'm so controversial, because there are assholes out there that are getting tons of traction lying about me, I'm way under the radar. There are people that Bigfoot Society, no disrespect to you, you're probably killing me on TikTok with the numbers. You're probably destroying me on all the social media platforms, because you're amazing at it. You're working 12 hours a day doing social media, and nothing but respect for you for doing that. I saw where you came from. I've been doing this for like decades. Bigfoot Society comes along, he's smoking me. But I don't do that. I'm not going to sit there and dedicate my days to social media. I'm out there, boots on the ground. That's not what the discovery really is. So respect to you for having a mastery of it. And there's so many people out there that, bigger, more popular podcasts, guys, like, I think of a dozen people just don't really do much about Bigfoot and are way above me. And that's just the way it is. So there's nothing I can do about it. Getting to quantum, they throw rocks over my head. Well, I'd love to hear about that, Dave Mack. So they throw rocks over my head. Getting to quantum. Oh, maybe you don't like what we're saying then. It's all good. Have you ever heard of a 3-digit footprint by Sasquatch? I've heard of, I think, four, and there was the crippler, the crippled foot, and there was actually in California the Sasquatch I filmed. I believe he is probably permanently damaged from an injury. So there's a whole story behind even how his injury happened. So it's pretty amazing. You guys will see it someday in the documentary. It'll come out someday. Something will happen. Do you think Bigfoot was brought here from mining from other planets? Absolutely not. If anything, they're more indigenous than we are. So Michael Whitman says the ones above is allow us to see. Can you imagine being a Bigfoot and being discovered? Okay, good. Thank you for that. I dream about Bigfoot, hairy bipedal creatures. It's like they're attracted to my subconscious. It's hard to describe. No, it's not, because I understand. And all the people that I work with will understand exactly what you're talking about. Really, I think they get into your head, and it's powerful. So, just gonna do. We only have about 10 minutes of the show left here, guys. I saw someone made a donation, or maybe not. I thought I saw a donation. What was this thing here? Something up on my screen. It says donation. Anyway, whoever did that, I appreciate it. If you do want to make a donation, the most of the donation that you make to me here goes to YouTube. I'm very grateful for the platform, and YouTube is very grateful for the donation. If you want to make a donation that actually goes to me, go to Patreon. It's on my website, discoveringbigfoot.org, or you can go to my PayPal account. I am a full-time Sasquatch researcher. This is all I do, and I'm extremely happy with the amount of evidence that's being precipitated and the success that we're garnering. So this is a hard uphill journey, and I feel like I'm getting incredible traction. I'm a human being. I go through up and downs in my life. I get my ass kicked all the time, you know, and but it's always for the best. So I just need I get my lessons the hard way, and this year's not over. I have no idea what's going to happen this year, but I am changing. I am evolving. I am getting better at everything I do, and I'm becoming a better, more evolved human being. I'm meditating. I'm doing the inner work, and I feel tremendously successful. I feel amazingly successful. So there's something in my friend's forest. It keeps clapping and throwing things, charging in the dark. Sounds like a big thump, and that sounds like Bigfoot, at least of some kind, because you're in. I can't see guys. I have expeditioners, Stu and his son, that I took out on expedition a couple years ago. That was my first expedition with my son that I'd gone out with. And Stu was very convinced, and he showed me some evidence of Sasquatch in the UK. I just can't see it. I just can't see it. I've had really impressive people tell me stuff, tell me they're in the UK and blah blah blah. And thank you. I'm not convinced at all, like not one little bit. So I don't mean to be a jerk, but I can't see it. I don't see it in the history. I just don't see it in the land. I can't see them being there and being evasive and thriving or even surviving there. I just cannot see it. I don't think they're in the UK. But if you know they are, then just tell me to go to hell. Let's agree to disagree and keep moving forward. Because sir, this gentleman keeps going on bushcraft. If you truly are from the UK and you have all these things going on, I mean that sounds like Bigfoot. Big thump. I mean, when people are talking at the beginning of the show and they go boom, they're talking about Bigfoot. That's how they identify themselves. That's what they call themselves. So if you're hearing that, sounds like Bigfoot. And even you should know too, nothing else like grouse. They make so birds can kind of make a cool sound, but it's not the same. It's just not like the Sasquatch sound goes boom. It's more like it's a lot like that Jurassic Park. That's the first the first Steven Spielberg Jurassic Park, where they have that T-Rex going boom, boom, and like the water, there's a little resonance and stuff. But I'll tell you when you're there, the sound hits you. Like the grouse sound, it's just audio. You don't feel it. I can literally feel my nostril hairs and my ear hair, my hairs moving, jiggling. Like my eyelashes go, like it hits the wet of my eyes and goes, like it's nothing like a bird sound. And if you feel that, if you experience that, I've never seen that in nature. I've seen the craziest trees fall, like big monstrous trees. They just don't seem to fall. Like nothing makes that boom. Like even a tree falls, there's so much to it. It's just nothing like that. Very acute, very quack, boom. Or if you hear boom, boom, that's two. I remember the day I heard three. I had eyewitnesses. I was on an expedition with multiple people. And then we tore that forest apart looking for three footprints. Boom, boom, boom. It was awesome. Never to this day found it, ever. So, and the only way to find something like that is if you're looking for it, if you're looking for the tracks and you're out there in the infinite, huge wilderness, the odds of you finding it are like 1 in 1,000. If you go out there and you feel your way around, you feel the energy, and you get connected to the earth and the land, and I don't even know how I do it. Like honest to God, I was so great at it when I was doing the Survivor Man episodes. I was so good first year. I kept finding all this Sasquatch stuff that Les literally thought I was making it up because I kept going to these spots where there was all this Sasquatch activity. There was nothing else, just these spots. And then I didn't know this when he went back and started talking to some of his colleagues who are haters of mine. Definitively, his editor is a total little whiny ass chump who has a freaking Beverly Hills, lives in the city and thinks he's bush stuff. He's a chump and a tool. That douchebag was like, oh, he's making it up and blah blah blah. So he actually kind of put that bug in Les's ear and gave a convincing argument to that's why he keeps finding it, because he's setting this stuff up. So next year, Les was watching me very closely. He's like, let's go over here. He took me to spots where I'd never been, and I still was doing it. And I remember that the moment he came up to me, he said, you really just find this stuff. And I go, well, yeah, I've been doing that all this time with this. He goes, no, but you're not faking it. Like you really do this. You just go over there and find it. And he goes, how do you do that? And I go, I don't know. I can't explain it. It's not like I feel like some magnetism and I got to go that way. It's nothing like that. Like I wonder if a pigeon could talk. You know how they can feel and they can hone in on the direction to go back. I wonder if they could explain it. Like, do they get a feeling? Do they get a pull? Or do you just do it? Because I just do it. I just go out there and I just do it. And but I act, it is pure of heart. I act with integrity, and I connect and I get clean and I flow, and then I get my success. And it's an incredible, amazing, outstanding experience. And we'll end the show. Let's go down here, just talk. Let's see. Last, how come Sasquatch like military bases? I don't know. I don't know if that's the case. So, what's the difference between humans and Sasquatch? Cheers. Well, wild and domesticated is the best way I can explain it, right? We are the closest living species to one another. On the genetic chain, it goes Sasquatch, humans, chimpanzees, gorillas, orangutans, like that, right? So we're the closest relatives. We actually have bred with them. Don't argue with me about it. I'm not having a discussion. It's in the DNA. Human beings of Sasquatch have bred and produced viable offspring that bred back into the population. The DNA shows that. So, like it or not, that's happened. They're literally barely a subspecies of ours, but they are literally the opposite of us in almost every other way. I like open areas and I like trails, and they hate open areas and trails. They like heavy, dense bush where the trees are their blanket and their cover, right? Um, I have a tendency, and human beings have a tendency, like we have a time. I'm there for 7 days. I got to get it done 7 days. I got to leave. Sasquatch have no time limits. They do it in whatever time it takes. They're incredibly patient. I've seen this in the records of the old native trackers that worked with white people, I guess, in the military. The biggest problem with these incredible native trackers is they were so goddamn patient. They were absolutely unreal patient. They would take 10 times too long to do things, and the military doesn't work that way. They have supply lines and people to feed and crapping everywhere, and people have to keep moving, and the natives didn't work that way. They'll take however freaking long it takes, and the Sasquatch are more patient than the old native incredible trackers and hunters and bushmen, I guess, if you want to call them that. So they're so much, in so many ways, the opposite of us. And that's what I tell people when you come out is think opposite. Like, they have no possessions. They know what true freedom is. Like, I don't think any human being will ever truly understand and know the freedom that a Sasquatch has. No possessions, beholden to no one for nothing, go where you want, when you want, live in tremendous abundance, be connected and beautiful and amazing, and absolute freedom. Like, we have to have possessions. We need things to survive. I put shoes on my feet. I drive around my vehicle to get places. A Sasquatch needs nothing like that, and they want nothing like that. They see how technology has domesticated us, and technology has removed us from our wildness and our freedom. You must understand that, and that's what this discovery is about. This is what I'm teaching that nobody else is teaching, up in the higher echelons of exceptional people that are doing great things for humanity. Nobody is truly talking about the importance of being wild and connecting to nature organic the way I am, the way Sasquatch is teaching. And that's why I do these live shows. And that's why I'm out here working so hard and so passionate about this incredibly important discovery from this amazing species, because this discovery process will change humanity for the better forever. And that's what I want for all of us. So thank you very much for tuning in today. Be live again next week, and new videos coming out. So new information, not new footage, I don't think, but maybe on the live feed. It's the Discovering Bigfoot app. So that's where the live feed is. If a Sasquatch pops up in that, then it's out there, and that's just the way it is. So I have no qualms about that. So thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in today. Appreciate you, and we'll talk again soon. Bye for now.